Stroke prevention tips for seniors. 9 daily habits to protect your brain. Have you ever lain down, closed your eyes, and thought you were about to drift into a good night's sleep, only for your leg to suddenly twitch? Not violently, but just enough to make you roll over, sigh, and think, "Not again." Then you glance at the clock. It's 2 a.m. It happened last night, too. And the week before was no different. You may have told yourself it's just part of getting older, nothing unusual. But what no one tells you, and what you need to know right now, is this. Those little muscle jerks, those moments when you feel off balance, or those sudden, unexplained headaches, sometimes they're not just fatigue or lack of sleep. They could be silent warning signals of something far more dangerous, a stroke in the making. Did you know that 1 in 4 adults over 65 will experience a stroke in their lifetime? And worse, many of them happen while people are sleeping, watching TV, or simply pouring a glass of water in the kitchen. No warning, no obvious signs, just one silent second, and everything changes forever. But here's some very good news many people have never heard. According to experts, up to 80% of strokes can be prevented. No gym membership, no prescription, just a few small changes made daily, right in your own home. And today, you're going to learn 9 simple yet highly effective habits, proven by scientific research, recommended by experts, and already helping millions of people over 60 protect their brain, heart, and independence. So are you ready to start this journey? If even one of the things you're about to hear could help you sleep through the night, feel lighter in your head, and avoid a stroke that could strike at any moment, wouldn't you want to know it? Then let's begin, not with pills or machines, but with something familiar and easy, your breakfast.
1. Anti-inflammatory breakfast, protecting your blood vessels from the first spoonful. Have you ever considered that the very first thing you eat in the morning could determine whether your blood vessels will be protected or damaged for the rest of the day? After age 65, the body becomes much more sensitive to factors like chronic inflammation, fluctuating blood pressure, and post-meal blood sugar spikes. And all of these are silent accelerators for stroke risk. So, what are you having each morning? A slice of white bread with butter? A glass of orange juice you think is healthy? Or worse, nothing at all? According to the CDC, nearly 3/4 of all strokes occur in people over 65, and breakfast could be the hidden trigger. The most harmful kind of inflammation is the slow, chronic kind. You don't see it, you don't feel it, but it's quietly thinning your artery walls, raising your blood pressure, and creating the perfect environment for clots to form. The good news is you can reverse this process, starting with your breakfast bowl. You've probably heard of omega-3s from salmon, but did you know that just 1 tiny tablespoon of chia seeds contains more omega-3 than a serving of fish? Or that blueberries, often overlooked, are packed with anthocyanins, compounds that protect your artery walls from oxidative stress? And perhaps you've always thought oatmeal was just for people on a diet, but in reality, half a cup of oats each morning provides up to 4 grams of soluble fiber, which can sweep LDL cholesterol out of your blood as gently as a toothbrush for your arteries. So, what's the ideal formula for a brain-protecting morning? A warm bowl of oatmeal topped with chia seeds, berries, a few slices of banana, some walnuts, and, if you like, a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt. It takes only 10 minutes, yet it can make a difference to your circulation for hours. Sounds too simple? But think about it. If just changing your breakfast could lower your stroke risk by 27%, would you be willing to give it a try? And if breakfast is the first step in fighting inflammation, there's another factor most people underestimate, yet it has a direct impact on the thickness of your blood, how well it flows, and how likely it is to form clots. Do you know what it is? It's water. And what you're about to hear might surprise you.
2. Drinking enough water. A small action,
with a big impact. Have you ever asked yourself, am I really drinking enough water every day? Especially after 65, your body no longer sends strong thirst signals like it used to. This means that even if you don't feel thirsty, you could still be dehydrated, and that's a serious risk. Think of your blood like a river. When that river runs low, it becomes thicker, moves more slowly, and is more likely to get blocked. In the same way, dehydration makes your blood thicker, increasing the risk of clot formation, one of the main causes of stroke. You might never have thought something as simple as drinking water could have such a profound effect on your brain health. A study published in Stroke found that more than 60% of patients admitted for ischemic stroke, the most common type, were dehydrated. This means staying hydrated doesn't just make you feel more alert, it could literally save your life. So, how do you know if you're drinking enough? And why is this simple habit so hard to maintain? As we age, our sense of thirst naturally declines. That's why older adults can easily slip into chronic dehydration without realizing it. Do you often forget to drink water? Do you only drink when you feel thirsty? If so, your body is already one step behind its real needs. The solution? Start with a simple, practical action. Place a glass or bottle of water somewhere you can't miss, on the dining table, next to your bed, beside the sofa where you usually watch TV. This creates a visual reminder without needing an app or smartwatch. See it, remember it, drink it. Did you know that drinking a glass of water right after waking up can wake up your entire circulatory system? And that having a glass before each meal not only aids digestion, but also helps regulate blood pressure and support blood flow to the brain? These are small steps, easy to apply. So simple you can turn them into a gentle daily ritual. However, there's a silent enemy that's quietly draining water from your body: sugar. Refined sugar isn't just in cakes and candy. It hides in many foods that seem harmless, from bottled fruit juices and flavored yogurts to breakfast cereals. When you consume too much sugar, your body must pull water from your cells to help process it, making dehydration even worse. It gets even worse if you have prediabetes or diabetes. In this case, high blood sugar draws water out of your tissues and organs, leaving you feeling fatigued, with a dry mouth, headaches, and without realizing you're becoming dangerously dehydrated. What are you drinking each day? Plain water? Or bottled tea, juice, and sugary coffee? You could try swapping them out by infusing water with a few slices of lemon, some mint leaves, or a couple of cucumber slices. Delicious, refreshing, and with no extra calories. Even a warm cup of herbal tea in the evening, like chamomile or rooibos, not only relaxes you, but also supports both your sleep and your circulation. Set a small goal: 6 to 8 glasses of water per day, or more if you're taking diuretics, physically active, or living in a hot climate. Don't wait until you feel thirsty. Act earlier. Are you already doing this every day? And if not, what small change could you start with today? In the next part, you'll discover a gentle habit that can lower your post-meal blood sugar spike in just 10 minutes. What happens if you simply stand up and start walking? Let's explore habit number 3.
3. Light movement throughout the day. No gym required, just the right kind of motion. Did you know that just 10 minutes of light walking after a meal can significantly reduce the rise in blood sugar, something medication can't easily achieve without lifestyle support? Especially for older adults, simple movements can be the key to keeping blood vessels clear and your brain well-nourished. When you sit for too long, blood pools in your legs, your heart rate slows, and circulation becomes sluggish. This not only reduces oxygen delivery to the brain, but also increases the risk of blood clots, one of the silent triggers for stroke. So, have you ever noticed how long you stay seated in one place each day? The good news is,
You don't need a gym or fancy equipment. Simply stand up, stretch gently, take a few steps around the house, step out to the balcony, or do a couple of light stretches for 2 to 3 minutes. And do this once every hour. You could set a timer to remind you, or use commercial breaks during your favorite TV programs as a cue to stand and move. According to the American Heart Association, people who do short bouts of light activity lasting 3 to 5 minutes each hour significantly reduce their risk of deep vein thrombosis and noticeably improve endothelial function in their blood vessels. This means even older adults with limited mobility can benefit just by breaking up sitting time. Movement isn't just for heart health. It helps regulate blood sugar, boosts memory, and even supports better sleep at night. You might try a gentle walk around the house after dinner, paired with your favorite music or a chat with a loved one. Have you ever noticed how, after an afternoon of grocery shopping or gardening, you feel more alert and fall asleep more easily? The key isn't intensity, it's consistency. Several short bouts of light movement throughout the day are far more valuable than one heavy 30-minute workout followed by hours of sitting still. So, what light activity could you start today? And do you believe that simply standing up at the right moment could change the future of your blood vessels? In the next part, you'll see why getting enough deep, consistent sleep is one of the most powerful foundations for protecting your brain, and what could be silently sabotaging your rest each night.
4. Deep sleep. How your bedtime habits shape your blood vessels tomorrow. Have you ever thought about how your sleep affects your heart and blood vessel health? Sleep is not just rest. It's the time when your body repairs itself, regulates blood pressure, and protects your arteries. For those over 60, giving deep, regular sleep is one of the most effective ways to lower stroke risk. Did you know that around 25% of strokes occur while a person is asleep or just after waking? That's why maintaining quality sleep is more important than ever. So, what could be making your sleep worse? One major culprit is an irregular bedtime routine, trouble falling asleep, waking frequently, or drinking coffee in the afternoon. Caffeine can stay in your system for 6 to 8 hours. This means if you drink coffee at 3 p.m., it can still be affecting your brain at 9 or 10 p.m. In older adults, the liver processes caffeine more slowly, making its effects last longer and hit harder. Caffeine disrupts deep sleep and keeps blood pressure elevated throughout the night, one of the factors that raises stroke risk. So, what can you do for better sleep? Try going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Avoid coffee or caffeinated tea after 2 p.m. Instead, opt for herbal teas like chamomile or rooibos, or simply have a warm glass of water with a squeeze of lemon to relax. Also, create a calm, quiet environment. Dim the lights and avoid phone or computer screens for at least an hour before bed. You could read a book, listen to gentle music, or do something that helps settle your mind. Quality sleep doesn't just make you feel more alert, it's powerful medicine for your heart, brain, and entire vascular system. Have you ever tried changing your sleep habits to protect your health? If not, would you start today to feel the difference? In the next section, I'll show you a simple way to check your heart rate at home and why this could save you from a stroke caused by atrial fibrillation. 5. Self-checking your pulse, detecting atrial fibrillation, AFib, the silent enemy of older adults. Did you know that one of the most dangerous yet often overlooked causes of stroke after age 65 is atrial fibrillation, or AFib? This is a condition where the upper chambers of the heart beat irregularly, not in the normal thump-thump rhythm, but in unpredictable flutters or skipped beats. What's concerning is that many people with AFib have no obvious symptoms. They feel nothing unusual, yet their heart is beating abnormally. This irregularity allows blood to pool in the heart, increasing the risk of clot formation. If a clot travels to the brain, the risk of stroke jumps 5-fold. So how can you detect AFib early?
The good news is you can check for it at home with nothing more than your fingers. Sit quietly and relax for about a minute. Place your index and middle finger on your wrist, just below the base of your thumb, and press gently until you feel your pulse. Count the beats for 15 seconds, then multiply by 4 to get your heart rate per minute. More importantly, pay attention to whether your heartbeat is steady. A normal rhythm is even and regular, like a steady thump, thump, thump. If your heartbeat feels irregular, with pauses or extra beats, like thump, stop, thump, thump, skip, that could be a warning sign. If you notice these irregularities or experience unusual pounding in your chest, dizziness, unexplained fatigue, or shortness of breath, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Call your doctor and request an electrocardiogram, or ECG, to confirm the diagnosis. Early detection of AFib is critical because today's treatments, such as blood thinners, rhythm control medications, or pacemaker devices, can greatly reduce the risk of stroke. Did you know that nearly 1 in 10 people over 80 have AFib without knowing it? Checking your pulse daily for a week will help you get familiar with your normal rhythm and make it easier to spot any changes. Have you ever tried checking your own pulse? If not, start today to protect yourself and your loved ones. 6. Meal prep, a stroke prevention strategy that starts in the kitchen. You've probably heard the saying, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. When it comes to eating healthy after age 65, that couldn't be more true. It's hard to stick to a nutritious diet when you're tired, hungry, or in a rush. That's when fast food, salty snacks, sugary treats, or heavily processed meals become tempting. Yet these are some of the main culprits that raise stroke risk. So how do you avoid falling into this trap? The answer is meal prep, a simple habit with long-lasting benefits. When you have fresh, healthy meals or snacks already washed, chopped, and portioned in your fridge, you don't have to think twice or reach for something unhealthy when hunger strikes. This habit helps you stay consistent with your eating plan, reduces temptation, and protects your blood vessels from the damage caused by excess salt and sugar. It also takes pressure off your daily routine, making healthy eating effortless, especially if you're managing conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or high cholesterol. You can start with something simple, like a cup of fruit salad with chopped apples, pears, or grapes, a handful of blueberries, some walnuts, and a sprinkle of cinnamon, packed with fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats. Or try overnight chia oatmeal, made with rolled oats, chia seeds, unsweetened almond milk, and a few berries. It only takes a few minutes to prepare at night, and by morning, you'll have a nutrient-rich breakfast ready to go. If you prefer something savory, try cooked quinoa mixed with roasted vegetables, extra virgin olive oil, and fresh lemon juice. Or boiled eggs served with tomatoes and avocado. Storing these meals in clear containers placed at eye level in your fridge makes it easier to choose healthy options when hunger strikes. What if I told you that just spending a few minutes each day preparing meals could protect your brain and heart for the entire week, and that it could also save you time, energy, and money? Have you ever tried meal prepping before? If not, start today and notice the difference day by day.
Social connection, the unexpected power in stroke prevention. Did you know that one of the most overlooked stroke risk factors is social isolation? As we age, staying connected with family, friends, and the community doesn't just keep you happy, it's a powerful medicine for protecting your heart and brain. Research shows that social isolation can raise stroke risk by as much as 32%. When you feel lonely or disconnected, stress hormone cortisol rises, driving up blood pressure, damaging blood vessels, and increasing the likelihood of cardiovascular disease. Have you ever felt isolated or had no one to share with?
That sense of disconnection can deeply affect your physical and mental health. And without companionship, you're also more likely to skip healthy habits like walking, eating well, or going for regular checkups. So how can you change this? Start building a support network around you. Join a neighborhood walking group, a seniors club, or light exercise classes like yoga or tai chi. Activities that keep you moving and create opportunities to meet people with similar interests. If going out is difficult, don't worry. Modern technology lets you join online communities for older adults, where people share advice on health, well-being, and living actively. Eleanor's story is a vivid example. At 72, after a mild stroke, she joined a local walking group in a park and gradually made friends who understood her journey. That group's support helped her keep exercising, control her blood pressure, and, most importantly, feel happy and connected again. You might be wondering, where should I start? Think about the people around you, family, neighbors, friends, and make a plan to talk, walk, or join an activity together at least once a week. You may be surprised at how powerful that connection can be. Have you experienced the benefits of social connection before? If not, would you consider building new relationships to stay happy, healthy, and stroke-free? In the final part, I'll share one last crucial habit: regular health monitoring, to help you keep track of key health numbers and safeguard your heart and circulation.
Regular health monitoring, the key to stroke control. Did you know that regular health monitoring not only helps detect illness early, but is also one of the most effective ways to take control of your stroke risk? Especially after age 65, numbers like blood pressure, heart rate, cholesterol, and blood sugar deserve your full attention. Blood pressure is the most important figure to keep below 130/80 millimeters of mercury. If high blood pressure persists, it increases strain on the artery walls, creating the perfect conditions for clot formation, the leading cause of stroke. Have you ever measured your blood pressure at home? If not, consider investing in a simple blood pressure monitor so you can check it weekly. Cholesterol, particularly LDL, the bad cholesterol, and blood sugar levels also need to be kept under control. Even if you don't have diabetes, high blood sugar can damage your blood vessels and raise your stroke risk. Something you might not know is that excess weight and a large waistline are directly linked to metabolic syndrome, a cluster of cardiovascular risk factors including high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and high blood sugar. Maintaining a healthy weight can help reduce this risk. Have you ever realized just how important regular health monitoring can be? If not, would you start this simple habit today to protect yourself and your loved ones? So now, we've explored 9 simple, easy-to-do habits that can greatly reduce your risk of stroke after 65. Are you ready to make changes and protect your health? If you found this video helpful, please hit like, subscribe, and share it with your family and friends so they can benefit too. Thank you for joining me.